Hi, Scorpio, and welcome to your December love message. I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. Welcome to this sunny landscape we got going on here. The sun's pouring in, and I'm just soaking it in. Here in the Pacific Northwest, you know, we don't get much sun here. We're entering into a rainy season, so wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're getting to enjoy it. And as I said that, the rain of this video, hold on, just started to downpour. There's something there for you. Hold on. Thank you for being patient with me. Jeez, you hear that rain? So is there a rainstorm, a thunderstorm, chaos? Scorpio, you know that best. There could be something that is occurring with weather for you. Maybe you're going through some level of seasonal depression, you or your love interest, or again, enjoying nature, something to do with the elements as well. The four corners, right? Earth, air, fire, water, utilizing power of alchemy and transforming things through the elements. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to talk about love. This is a you versus them reading. Roles can be reversed. Energy can match, right? Usually we are mirrors in relationships, so there's something to learn from both sides of the coin here. Okay, so in your general message, which I highly encourage you to watch both, you can find all those helpful links below, including my website, my playlist. I have a Chiron playlist that I'm working on for Sag season. Whenever you find this reading, it is truly timeless. But during Sag season, especially, we're working on our Chiron because Sagittarius represents Chiron. And we go into more detail in your general December message, okay? So again, my website's below, and I am offering a 2025 forecast for all the signs on Patreon, so join me there for the extended message for this love reading as well. So these are some signs, transits, months, right, that could be a part of this love dynamic, influencing it, whether good or bad. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, especially Gemini. We have Mars, which can be also Scorpio or Aries, and we have Aries again. So these are predominant energies, okay? Signs within your chart, again, or their chart. But let's see. Let's talk about love for you, Scorpio. Let's pull some energies on your love interest, okay? We're going to use the animal spirit, wild unknown archetypes to start off this energy for your love interest. The person on Scorpio's mind, ancestors, guides, allies, ascended masters, angels. Please show me Scorpios. Well, that was easy. Scorpio's love interest. Give me one more card for Scorpios. Okay, now let's see your energy, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for your support, your comments. You can comment below your placements, cross watchers as well. And again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Watch your other placements, especially your Mars placement. Okay, so we have some mutual energy shared. And then let's see, Scorpio, how are you feeling in love? In regards to love for my Scorpio collective. My Scorpio, there we go. Okay, so you have fire and air. They have air and earth. Okay. And then we have mutually between you two, peacock and hawk. Winged creatures. Okay, peacock represents a Leo for me. Although it is air. Lots about messages. Mercury retrograde right now. I also have a Mercury retrograde collective reading. You can find that link below as well. Interesting. So there's a lot around communication, especially with air showing up here. Gemini also governs and rules Mercury, although Mercury is in Sag, which is Gemini's opposite. So there's this kind of opposition that's at play with Jupiter and Gemini. And again, if you want to know more about astrology, check out my general messages. And again, I do offer birth chart analysis and a plethora of other services. So you're showing up in the rabbit fire ant. A little bit of anxiety there, a little bit of activity, I'd say, for sure. Mental activity, especially. And also for this person, they're in the owl reversed and the beaver reversed. Beaver talks about hard work and dedication. You know, it's my Knight of Pentacles energy. Slow, steady, perseverance, dedicated. It's in reverse though. So there's something about, I'm getting a loss of words or lost in translation. People are maybe hiding behind a mask with the peacock, and the hawk is hovering over something. So there's something that's being analyzed, almost potentially analysis paralysis, especially for you, but I see it lingering. And there again, there's this mirroring that's occurring here. So for your person, the owl, the thing about these winged messengers, and we're seeing 3 amongst this energy here between you two mutually, is again communication, but each of them represent a different dialect, tone, or even how it's received. The owl, for their energy in reverse, is having to seek wise counsel. Maybe their intuition is a little off due to an argument, due to conflict. They're not seeing things as clear as they should. And so the owl in reverse is suggesting that this person is misinterpreting what you're saying, or again, they are having to go within, listening to their intuition a bit more. They could be just off, right? Dysregulated, maybe not getting enough sleep, because the owl is night, it's nocturnal. So this is very much the dream state where these messages might come in from the owl, right? It's not very much in the waking life as the hawk is, right? But these you could be seeing hawks or owls or peacocks, beaver, you know, rabbit, any of these animals, ants, as symbols. This could be art that you see whenever you see art depictions of these animals, or again, you could already have a strong connection with them. They could be messengers showing up to think. That's what Mercury retrograde's about, is to look at the signs and synchronicities. And also Mars will be going retrograde as well. So we have to pay attention to the subtle details. Okay, and this person is having a hard time doing so, and they're feeling weakened by it. Maybe they're a bit restless. And your energy also is a bit restless too. The rabbit is very fertile, right? There's this innocence to the rabbit. It does represent fertility. For some of you, you could be a year of the rabbit in Chinese astrology. And the ants work with as a community, right? So there's something about grouping together for a common goal, beaver. And there's some sort of clash here on group effort. You guys, again, I'm seeing like a clashing of the minds, and someone potentially is hiding behind a mask or a false exterior with a peacock. Ego as well with peacock. It's more, it can showcase both the negative and positive qualities of Leo. I see lots of air again. Leo, Aries, we have here Mars, Scorpio, Gemini. So let's read about the beaver in reverse, because this is standing out for your person. And again, cross watchers roles can be reversed. And again, I really feel like for you, with all these winged creatures, communications coming through very strongly. Watch that Mercury retrograde reading. Also, you can see how Mercury is transiting in your natal birth chart. I offer transit readings, 6-month transit readings, if you are interested. Because your birth chart holds way more information, it's way more personalized. And I also offer synastry relationship readings where you can look at 2 charts together. Give me a second. I gotta find hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. So this is to bring this into balance. This person might be feeling like they're picking up a lot of responsibility, right? That they are burning out, right? And they need to make some time for self-care is what it's saying, right? Selfless service. So this person has to start working on self because they're losing track of their intuition. They're losing sight or a vision on how this is going to even come together, especially if there has been some level of conflict, communication breakdown, that sort of thing, arguments. And it's like they're burned out, burned on all ends, you know, and upright, again, this is about stability, family. And right now you have a lot of this 4th house, Pluto transiting your 4th house, which we talked about. So lots around the home, you know, you're wanting more group effort here, and you feel like maybe this Relationship is not as much of a team as you wish it could be. And for you, it's also causing, again, rabbit, anxiety, worry, you know, being alert, being on edge. I'm going to look at the fire ant for you. Fire energy. You could very well have fire in your chart or dealing with a fire sign. I would look into those parts of your chart. Hold on. It's way up here. So this is talking about rigid thinking, following orders, diplomatic, a bit forceful, a force to be reckoned with. So this is you over here, right? It's saying fire energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping, blaming. This is a sign of misalignment with the fire ant. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free? Cool down. They're surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend that he isn't getting to you. Scorpio, if this is something you can relate with, and this is exactly what we're talking about in your general message, is that stinger. The scorpion stinger was a symbolic message. And I highly encourage you to watch that reading. Stewing on something, right? And then it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to put my mask on, ego, you know, like, well, that's not going to bother me. But deep down, you're this rabbit, and it is bothering you. This person's efforts potentially are bothering you. You feel like, again, they may be losing hope, losing steam. There's a level of just confusion I'm sensing here. All right, let's pull from the tarot for Scorpio. Scorpio's love interest. Something is bothering you, though, and you cannot avoid it. You cannot hide behind a mask here because it's only going to make matters worse, and it's only going to cause more disarray and disconnection where there needs to be more stability. Yeah, reservations for sure. Money could be an issue as well with the Four of Pentacles coming out, and Justice. So we have Capricorn and we have Libra showing up here. There's pain around things that were not justified. Again, a disagreement that has not come into balance because someone is holding back or putting on a false mask. You or them, really. Let's see, your love interest, this Owl Beaver. How are they feeling towards Scorpio? King of Wands, Hierophant. Yeah, total miscommunication here. Disagreement in beliefs. Where does this commitment stand? This could literally be talking about divorce, especially with the Justice card here for some of you. But the Hierophant is also just signifying, again, a different set of standards. The Hierophant in reverse with the Queen of Swords can be very, again, dogmatic, like disciplinary, almost like militant. There's in a love dynamic, this is very challenging to see because when a love dynamic becomes that way, where's the love? You know, where are we actually feeling any sort of emotion? There's no cups showing up here. I see wand and sword. So this is fire and air, which is again harmonious, but think about that. If you have fire and you have air, yes, it's harmonious, but if there's too much air, you got a bonfire. You might have a wildfire. It can get way out of hand really quickly, especially when it comes to Mercury retrograde, right? This person could very well be a fire sign. We did see strong Aries in the Astro deck. This is Aries, and this is Aries, Leo, Sag, okay? Masculine or feminine. They could be a masculine fire sign. But they are stubborn. There's a bit of stubbornness here. But they do see you. If they see you in this light, it doesn't matter really about you being a Scorpio, right? You could have fire in your chart, or again, they could see you like this as well. Is that like standing guard? This is very confident. This is brave. This is tenacious. This is confident. But again, there's a misuse of confidence I'm seeing a bit here due to not being able to be on the same page. Harsh words, because the King of Wands can be very harsh. You know, this person in this deck in the Rider-Waite, their face, they're just like a scorned look on their face. They don't look too happy. And they're standing by some conviction, but it's almost like too controlling with the Hierophant reverse. There's like too much control being placed on love, where love is free. It's liberating. It's meant to be free and exhilarating and compassionate and empathetic and open. You know, love does not have to be confined or constricted or manipulated. Like, that's not love. That's control, right? So you could be telling me that this person is like trying to control an outcome, or you could be as well. And it's causing a level of like resentment, bitterness, hostility, delays, Knight of Pentacles on the bottom. But there is definitely things coming out. Mercury retrograde could definitely be bringing out truths that there was a misjudgment. I saw the Judgment in reverse. Like misjudgment of character. So if there is a desire for something to come back into balance, you or your love and your interest needs to understand that maybe there is a misjudgment due to control, the defensiveness, volatility, you know, like one-upping each other. I'm seeing the Five of Swords, Seven of Wands, winning at all costs when really no one's going to win in the end. You know, maybe this person feels like they have to stand their ground to something that they believe. There's definitely chemistry, you know, but is that it? Let's see you. Actually, let's see your love interest first before we move on. How is Scorpio's love interest? Yeah, there's connections here. So this could be other people, naysayers, you know, Five of Wands, external conflict, pressure, work, religion, marriage, contracts, all that, Justice, Hierophant. And there's transitions that are occurring here. Strong water. Both of these are water cards. There's possibilities for opportunities for new paths. But this is the problem here, is I'm seeing that you guys can't agree on what the possibilities are. One person might just have a different set of standards than the other, and there's delays, there's, you know, miscalculations, and very much so Mercury retrograde written on this here. All right, let's see you. How are you feeling towards your love interest, Scorpio? Scorpio, how are you feeling? Scorpio collective, please show me the truth. Angels, guides, allies. Scorpio collective. Scorpio, how are you feeling towards your love interest? Scorpio. Scorpio, how are you feeling? Ooh, Temperance, I like that. Ace of Swords, yes. So it looks like unfinished words. There was something that was miscommunicated for sure. World in reverse with the Ace of Swords. I see that you are wanting to bring more patience, or Spirit saying, hey, you gotta practice patience. Take a more humble ground here. Temperance is Sag. We are in Sag season. They are your neighbor. There's lots to learn. Again, the general message, there's symbology between you two, very much so shared. I would say more than a lot of the other signs, to be honest. Because Scorpio also represents fire. So I can see where there's a lot of entanglement. So where you have Sag in your chart would be important to look at. But I see communication nonetheless. There's unfinished words though. I see that you have a desire to speak your truth. But if you are going to speak your truth to this person, you are going to have to be honest. The Moon in reverse. Lay it all out. 10 of Wands. Lay it all out. And you don't have to just word vomit, you know, project. There's a way to do this, Temperance. I see someone like letting off air in a balloon, like, or a tea kettle, like slowly letting the steam out. Rather than it becoming so volatile, fire ant, where there's so much resentment build up, where you go just lash out and sting. This is a very common theme in your December readings here. There's a level of built up energy, kind of like a volcano, which is Sag and Scorpio for me. This volcanic energy, it's erupting. And the moon here is signifying that things are coming to the surface. You know, the moon in reverse for me is the sun. So whatever has been hidden or unfinished will be revealed, and you have on your energy a desire to communicate these things. Also, you could be saying to this person, hey, your way of communicating is really triggering and it's putting me in a place of feeling defensive. And I need us to learn how to communicate better. Effective, constructive criticism, conflict resolution is the Temperance. And also being honest, right? We can't hold on to this 10 of Wands right here. It's signifying that we have to let things go. We can't hold up these things, pent up these things for too long, because again, it's just going to become a volcano eruption. And that seems to be where you guys have been, especially when it comes to their energy. And they could be, again, saying this to you or vice versa, so you get to place the roles as you see fit. The Knight of Coins is here, is that slow and steady progress. You cannot just unleash the dragon here, Scorpio, okay? So try your best if you do feel triggered. Very much so this person seems to be as well, is how can we come to terms in a healthy way where we're not just screaming and yelling at each other. It might feel good in the moment, but is it getting you anywhere? Is it getting you to these oceans of possibilities? How are you feeling, Scorpio? Scorpio, how are you feeling? Let's deepen this message. Twin flame. Well, you feel that chemistry. That's that King of Wands. You feel a soul tied to this person. Mirroring as well with the twin flame connection, Scorpio, is that there's something that's being mirrored to you about yourself as well. And there's hopelessness in that. It's like we don't always like what we see in the mirror, right? And there's a learned experience here. There's a shared experience with the twin flame energy showing up of reflecting on accountability. How can we share this space together, this bond, this soul contract without falling apart? You might be at the falling apart phase in this journey with this person. And again, there's a rhyme and a reason for all of this. You can't go back in time and erase what's happened, but there is a level of accountability, temperance, patience, because if you're operating from being hopeless, you're going to attract more of that. So trying to reframe the mind when you do feel hopeless about this ever coming into union even. You know, but this person needs to open up. How is Scorpio's love interest feeling here? What's going on with them? Bluff. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. This person's definitely operating from their ego. Okay, and I saw that with the King of Wands and the Peacock. This person has a very rigid way of thinking right now. They might not always be that way, but maybe you could say they have been, Scorpio. Or again, there's a mirroring where you're both doing it to each other. Five of Swords, back and forth. Well, if you're going to do it, then I'm going to do it. That kind of thing. And that's not where love can be nurtured. It's not fertile ground for a healthy foundation or a healthy love dynamic or even healthy communication. Especially if this person is keeping secrets. But they could also be saying, hey, Scorpio, are you putting on a bluff? Because you did have the fire ant as well. Peacock. They could be saying to you, are you being honest with me? Are you telling me everything? There's something here that they might feel like there's a secret, right? The moon energy. Secrets need to come out. The Ace of Swords. Really speaking your truth, Scorpio, because I feel like both of you mutually, if you want this to get on equal playing field, where you're actually getting somewhere, right, in this conflict, the truth needs to be told. And there's a way to say it, like I was saying for you. And this person equally needs to open up, because I'm sensing ego clash. Ego clash. And I don't see that getting anywhere unless people can take their masks off. In the extended, we're going to go deeper into what this bluff is, what these secrets might be. In this Ace of Swords, how can you communicate? I'm going to give you some advice on that. All right, we're going to look more into maybe what's been concealed from this person and from you, right? And if there's going to be any sort of potential outcome here in December for you. The Patreon extended is below. You can find that link for Patreon. On Patreon, you get 20% off as a member of all my readings, and you have access to all the extra content on Patreon. Let's see what else we're going to talk about in the Patreon extended for Scorpio. My Scorpio viewers, paradise, karma, yeah. So karmic relationship, people get all up in arms about, oh, karma, karmic relationship, the karmic. Karma is in everyone's life. All of us have karma. We are born into karma. Karmic ancestral lineage. You have a ton of fourth house Scorpio right now, okay? So this is all about family, okay? The home, your foundation, the first 7 years of your life, the Hierophant, okay? And there is a time here potentially for the karma to be learned. Again, twin flame, mirroring, accountability. What's being triggered within your shadow and theirs? How can we stop this karmic cycle where it's just tit for tat, one-upping each other? And how can we get into this paradise? Happiness, joy, bliss. This is like my 10 of Cups card. Very much like could be married. But there does need to be more playfulness. Again, there's not any cups showing up here. So where is the love, Scorpio? You could be saying this. Where is the love? If we're operating from our ego and we're on that same karmic cycle, right? Fleeting triggers and turmoil and resentment, lots of resentment. You can't enjoy the 10 of Cups, this paradise that's here. I think that you both want that if it's showing up mutually. But how can we get there? We'll see you in the extended, okay? I hope to find you over there on Patreon, but if this is where we part, bye for now, Scorpio.